Alistair, you chose for us the article Decolonisation and the Stories in the Land, written by Moana Jackson. Could you say something about why you chose this paper for our discussion group?
Right. It came through my regular feed from E-Tangata, which is an electronic, an e-magazine that takes news from a Maori and Pacifica perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the word decolonisation that sprung out at me, which in the context of what had been going on with the health reforms, the constitutional discussion about how we do things. It seemed to me that this actually gave us a new starting point.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I had to get to grips with the word decolonisation and
mm-hmm.
just what that might mean. And once I read it and saw that there's actually some theological insights and implications to the idea,
mm-hmm.
I needed to share it with someone, and so I chose the olive branch as a starting point.
Yeah.
And I hope to have some more discussions with others about it as well.
Right. So it's a significant article.
I think it is. It's part of a book that's been launched, and called Imagining Decolonisation, and this paper is his chapter in that particular book.
Right.
So we've got the book to look forward to.
Uh-huh.
And he was given the task of introducing the book to the at the launch, and speaks a bit more widely than just what's in his particular chapter.
Right.
About the why the need for talking like this at the present time.
Right. Can you emphasise one or two of the main points that he makes in the paper?
Well, I think right at the beginning, he defines colonisation quite differently from what I've always understood it to be, and he says, in the simplest sense, colonisation is the violent denial of the right of Indigenous peoples to continue governing themselves in their own lands. And once you take that statement on board,
mm-hmm.
It actually changes the way you look at New Zealand history, let alone the history of other places, and he talks about the way colonisation has been valorised, justified, made a worthy cause, as it were, bringing culture to the natives, all that kind of overlay. But for himself, he's saying it is still an ongoing process of
mm-hmm.
dispossession and control, rather than a simple historical artefact. And I think much of the discussion in New Zealand sees colonisation was done back then,
right?
And we're past that now.
Mm-hmm.
In the video clip, he talks about asking the question, so when did colonisation finish? Can you give me a date? Can you give me, to the approximate decade. When did it actually finish? And I found that was very challenging.
Right.
I'm not sure how we get around that.
Right. Well, Alistair, thank you for that. There's a video there that you've sent us a link to, so viewers and listeners could take advantage of that.
Yep. Yes.
Any last word you'd like to say about this article?
I think Moana, in a very gracious way, I'm just trying to find gives us both a set of values and some hope that, and talks about decolonisation as a process of restoration. It's not a deconstruction so much as restorative, renewing, and bringing, transforming. He talks. It's all about an ethic of restoration, which offers the challenge to clutch the truth and justice for future flowerings. And that, for someone who has analysed it, there could be that sense of a deep sense of anger,
right?
But instead, there's this offer of hope for us all, which is a good place to finish.